Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube sign of limited, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. Gonna go over Raw this week. Was in Columbus, South Carolina, University of South Carolina. But, well, before we do, we're not gonna do a SmackDown rewind because honestly, there was only just one good highlight from last week's SmackDown, and that was Sami Zayn won the Intercontinental Championship. Other than that, everything else last week was the build-up for the Saudi show, which was the following day, and, well, I'm not gonna lie, the Saudi show, it stunk. I did not like it. It had its moments, but for the most part, it was ugh. You know, I mean, I give credit where credit's due. They had Roman beat Goldberg, not much of a shocker. Bliss showed, hey, Bliss didn't look like she had any ring rust on her. That was cool to see. Becky beat Lita, not much of a shocker. Brock won the world title, not much of a shocker. The fact that he did an F5 to Austin Theory off the top of one of the fucking Elimination Chamber pods was pretty fucking cool. However, Lashley got hurt and taken out, and he's put on the injured reserved list, basically, and, well, I don't know where it's going from there. But, man, just, goddamn, pal, that was a hell of a shitter. Yeah. Yeah, it just, not much, not really that good. But, with that said, you know, we don't typically cover the Saudi shows here just because of the simple fact they typically live in their own private existence. You know, they're never really canon with everything that's going on with the main stories and such. But this year it was a little different, but either way. Yeah, so with that said, let's get into this week's show. Raw, it starts out with Brock Lesnar coming out. Cowboy Brock, sweater, black hat, blue jeans, black shirt. Oh man, he comes out all sorts of happy, giddy. How y'all doing tonight? You know, great to be here. Great to be your world champion. And then out comes, mein Savior, Paul Heyman, who then emphasizes, just as he's about to speak, ladies and gentlemen, my name, Paul, shut up. We know who you are. Why are you here? When you're the special counsel for the tribal chief, you get to speak whenever you want. And I'm all paraphrasing, mind you. And Paul was pretty much saying that, pretty much speaking on Roman's behalf, saying Brock's going to lose come WrestleMania with their match being title versus title. And Brock then mocked Paul, saying he is the reigning, defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Brock Lesnar. And then, yeah, just kind of said that Brock said he's going to be on SmackDown this coming Friday to see the Universal Champion himself. And honestly, this match between Roman and Brock, I'm more excited for this one than I've been any other time them two have squared off, because I'm just thinking now, damn, now we getting title versus title? Alright, cool, man. So, you know, and there's been rumors going around, and you always know the saying, take rumors with a grain of salt, that, you know, since talent cuts have happened, the roster has shrunk, so they're looking to stop the brand extension or just have certain talent work on a certain show, but have others be able to bounce back and forth, things like that. But honestly, I don't know. But if they are gonna cut it, and I'm just speaking in hypotheticals, if they are going to cut the idea of having a brand extension, then I think this would be the best way to go about it. Starting it instead of just saying, oh yeah, hey, now we can have whoever go wherever. You know, lay down a simple foundation of, okay, we're going to have this guy win both championships, and then they can bounce back and forth to both shows and just kind of build from there. But either way, Brock wound up saying to Paul he's going to be on SmackDown to see Roman, and then after that, then we had the Street Profits hyping up that they got a match coming up against the Alpha Academy, which is our first match of the night. Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy was leading at the start, Ford being the punching bag. Eventually, as the match went on, post-break, Dawkins wound up eventually getting hot tag, got in, started cleaning up pretty good. Match came to an end when Ford wound up getting back into the ring, was in there with Otis, and actually picked him up and was holding him. Took about 4 to 5 steps while holding him like this, and then boom, fell down, weight crashed down on him. Ref counted the pin while Gable was holding Ford's feet down. 1, 2, 3. Really cool. And man, I swear, the way my brain's wired and works, you know, brought back flashbacks of when Regal was doing his thing with the brass knucks and had the brass knucks clock Big Show with it, and then Big Show got hit with it and then boom, fell down on top of Regal and just was like, okay, too much weight, I can't forcibly kick out, and just won because an unconscious 500-pound man was stuck on top of him. I just brought back kind of visualization like that. I thought that was kind of cool. Maybe they could try and do something like that later down the road. Excuse me. Next up, we got Tommaso Ciampa doing a tag match against Roode and Ziggler. But who could Ciampa's tag partner be? Who? No, we're not doing a New Day who, just more like a thinking of a who. Why, none other than Finn Balor, the Prince has returned. That's right, folks. Balor is back, despite the rumors and gossip saying, oh, creative has nothing for you. We're not going to do this for you. We're not going to do that for you. Dude, sometimes, listen, here's the thing. And I say this with being a huge Finn Balor Fergal Devitt fan. Sometimes it's not always your time to be out there up at bat and go and hit a home run. Well, when I say that, that means creative isn't always going to have something for you right away. And not only that, sometimes maybe you may have to go up to creative and say, hey, I got an idea. What about this? You know, something like that. And I'm not saying Finn doesn't. I'm just saying, if you want to get noticed, you want to get put out there day in, day out, that's on Hal. But there's not to say that, you know, Finn may not have. He may have just said, hey, listen, can I take X amount of time off just to recover from a few aches and sores? I don't know the full details. I don't know anything. I'm not speculating. I'm just saying possibilities. Either way, Finn Balor, Tommaso Ciampa going against Dolph Roode and Dolph Roode. God damn it! Second match of the night and I'm already botched. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Although Dolph Roode does sound like a pretty badass name for an 80s supervillain. Moving forward, honestly, my biggest takeaway from this match, though, this was like a good, solid coming out party for Tommaso Ciampa being shown on Monday Night Raw. Now, there was again the rumor and gossip saying Ciampa's going to be moving up to the main roster, and I know people are going to go and throw out the quote tweets from him saying, "Oh, he'd rather retire than work the main roster, than work that roster schedule compared to the NXT." Blah 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 blah. Fuck you, dudes. Listen. Just stop, please. But either way, I thought it was a good coming out party because it put Ciampa more on another level, showing other audience. Because while some people may absolutely love NXT, like me, some people don't. And that's the honest to goodness truth, because let's face facts. And I say this again, being a fan of NXT, it's a developmental group. It's the minor leagues. It's the minor leagues compared to Raw and SmackDown, which is the major leagues. So, yeah, you may have people that like watching major and minor, like moi, or you may have people that just may be a fan of watching minor league, or you may just have a fan that's a fan of major league. And if they're a fan of Mondays and Fridays, well, they ain't going to be necessarily all that used to seeing the guys on NXT. So it's a nice way to show them. And I honestly thought this was a good coming out party, letting Ciampa have a chance to shine. He worked good with Finn. It was a damn good match. I thought it was pretty damn good. You know, Finn wound up getting a hot tag post-break, started doing pretty damn good. And, you know, I will say this. Majority of the card for this show was tag matches. Well, not majority, more like half of the card on the show was tag matches. But it was a decent match. This was a decent match. Ciampa got the win at the end because he had Roode set up for the fairy tale ending. Roode countered with a flip. Ciampa then countered that into a quick roll-up. And normally this is where I get hot on roll-up pins. However, like I said before, if a roll-up is used in the right kind of way, I'm good with it. This was used in the right kind of way because both guys were actually working. Not somebody being put on the ass end of an ass kicking for 99.99% of the match. So I'm not going to get hot on it. It was an actual legit counter. It was a roll-up used as a counter. And also, I'm completely ignoring the big elephant in the room in regards to this match. Tommaso Ciampa has a match against Dolph Ziggler on Tuesday on NXT. Now with that said, next matchup was Rhea Ripley going against Nikki A.S.H. And this was, and I say this in the nicest way, I hope this is the final chapter in their feud. Because, you know, it kind of feels like they milked this thing as far as it could go. At this point, I feel like they're just going to be, it's like shooting out dust, like, there's nothing left in the tank, you know. And not only that, as far as this match went, it was one-sided all the way through. I mean, all the way through. It wasn't a squash, but it was one-sided. Rhea dominating and leading the entire time. And getting the win, hitting a riptide, 1, 2, 3. That was it. Next up, we got Damian Priest going against Shelton Benjamin with Cedric ringside. Shelton leading the pace at the start. Priest wound up closing it at the end. Priest got the win doing the South of Heaven and the Reckoning back to back. After that, got the mic, said, listen, it's Mania season. I've gone against former U.S. champions. I've gone against former world champions. I want somebody that's a world champion caliber. I want somebody that's a world-class athlete to step up to me. I'm issuing an open challenge for next week. And then Finn Balor comes out. You want a former champion? You want a world champion athlete? Well, I think I answer that. I think I fit that role, don't you think? So next week, I'll see you. So next week we're getting Damian Priest versus Finn Balor for the coveted United States Championship. And if Finn wins, honestly, I'm all for it. Because then if Finn wins, all he has to do is just get a tag title, and then he's considered a Grand Slam champion. Next up, we got Bianca Belair going against Doudrop, and before this match occurred, Bianca came out was boasting about on how she won an Elimination Chamber, on how you can't spell WrestleMania without E-S-T, and she's going to win against Becky and main event again. And then Becky came out saying, whoa, 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 whoa. Now I want you to stop right there. I get it. You want to have your little comeuppance. You want to get back at me for taking you out at SummerSlam. And this won me over with Becky with this promo right here. Because she wound up hitting a nail on the head saying, before I came back, people were cheering for me. People wanted me back. They were begging for me to come back. And when I came out, they were cheering from the rafters for me. And then when I beat you, they booed me. All those people, they despised me. So not only am I mad at them, I'm mad at you. Because that right there, perfect villain line. Perfect. Perfect. Because the villain always sees the hero as the villain. You know, the villain never sees themselves as the bad guy in the picture. They see themselves as the good guy. They see the hero being in the wrong, being the one that is wrong, because they're stopping the villain from achieving their vision, their dream, their goal, etc., etc. And in this case with Becky saying she's the GOAT, the greatest, and all that jazz, Bianca's getting in her way saying that she can't be the GOAT because she's going to go against her and take her title. There you go. And, I dig it. I dig it. And the way Becky delivered that promo was like, fucking A, you crazy son of a bitch, I'm in. That was it. Plain and simple. Then, after them two got done having their little thing, Doudrop came out. Didn't speak, but just came on out. And then Becky climbed down, got on commentary. Graves was kissing her ass, very much so as expected, given that he's supposed to be the heel character. Becky pretty much just verbally slammed Byron Saxton's face into the commentating table. Honestly, I'm just waiting for one of these days when somebody chastises Saxton, or not chastises, just pretty much verbally castrates him on commentary, because then I'm going to die laughing. Now with that said, as far as Bianca versus Doudrop, nice back and forth with these two. These two have not put on a bad match yet between each other, in my opinion. I dug the hell out of it. It came to an end when Bianca wound up doing a big old powerbomb. Now, it's not to say that she lifted her up for it. Doudrop was on the ropes, looking to do a Vader bomb. And then Bianca got up, quick, boom, hit her with a powerbomb. Doudrop then got up, all sorts of staggery. Bianca got her up, hit her with a KOD, 1, 2, 3, and then Becky just looking like... looking all sorts of looking like a mad parent is the best way I could put it. Like a mad parent seeing their kid just doing that one thing that keeps on pissing you off. Like, kid, I told you stop this or I'm gonna fucking snap. And she just had that kind of look. Which, give about another 10 to 12 months, she's definitely gonna be mastering that look a lot with her kid. So before we get into the main event of the night, do want to bring up one little promo actually 2 promo segments. I don't typically talk about the promos on here unless they tie to the show, but I do want to mention these because I feel they're important. Miz had a Miz TV segment where he was emphasizing on how Rey Mysterio is basically a horrible father because he used his son to help cheat in order to gain a win against him at the Saudi Arabia show, this, that, and the other. So he's issuing a tag match challenge against Rey and Dominic at WrestleMania with his partner, and it's Logan Paul. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I did not like the idea of this. I can't fucking stand that walking douche nozzle whatsoever. However, from the business perspective, I'm smart enough to know that's going to pull eyeballs that may not normally look at WrestleMania onto it. No different than when Vince had Muhammad Ali at WrestleMania 1. Or even fucking Liberace of all people. I mean, come on. Who would have ever thought fucking Liberace and professional wrestling? Seriously? Excuse me. Yeah. Just, I'm smart enough to get that. Also, Edge issued an open challenge saying he wants to face somebody at WrestleMania and they need to step up. And, well, given all the talk recently over the past couple of days, as of Tuesday of last week, Cody Rhodes officially announced he's no longer with AEW. So now the big talk of the town is Cody coming back to WWE? Is he going to come back? Oh, there's word that he's in talks with WWE. And Miz laid the hint, and my tag partner is Simply Dashing, and WWE Twitter account. This is all smoke and mirrors for Edge. This isn't smoke and mirrors for Edge. So, you know, they're doing the trolling game. They're doing the trolling game. Which I can't really get too mad on because, let's be honest, how often have you seen wrestlers actually take to the trolling game? I mean, fucking Chris Jericho did the trolling game for forever. But as far as what Cody goes, listen, dude, if he does come back, okay, great. If he doesn't, again, okay, great. Listen, the guy is made. The guy is made, and he's got enough to where he's good for life, pretty much. And not only that, you take a look at the man's resume. We'll say, he was about, 30 when he left the company? Within a 6-year span, he wound up winning several world championships, started his own company, went toe-to-toe with his former boss, and wound up basically wound up basically making his former boss have to redo how they do television. Because you look at wrestling back when, before AEW, compared to how WWE was pre-AEW compared to now, you see that there is a slight change in the way they deliver their storytelling. But either way, if Cody does show up for WrestleMania, or even just in WWE in general, okay, great. But if he doesn't, again, still, okay, great. Whatever the man wants to do. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but whatever he wants to do. Okay. But honestly, my first thought is, if Vince sees him, god damn, pal. What the fuck is that thing on your neck? Ugh, did somebody take a hot poker to you? Wait, what? That's a tattoo? Ugh, what the hell? You leave the company and you let somebody do that to you? Why? That's just me. So now that I'm done rattling on about that, let's get to the main event of the night. Riddle and Orton going against Kevin Owens and Seth Elizabeth Rollins. The winner, and if Owens and Rollins win, they get to be included in a triple threat tag match in 2 weeks' time for the coveted Raw tag titles. And this was a solid, damn good match. Both teams were fucking delivering. I dug the shit out of it. This was a good, solid, stellar main event. Now, I'll say this. As far as the rest of the show went, it was like 5.5. This moved it up to like a good 6.5, teetering to 7. I dug the shit out of this tag match. I thought it was really damn good. Especially the ending. The ending was fucking phenomenal. No AJ Styles pun intended. But it was damn good. How the match came, how it came to an end. Well, before I get to the ending, Riddle should emphasize how the match went. Like I said, good storytelling, good action. Riddle was the punching bag. Randy got the hot tag in. Started cleaning up house. Hit them snap power slams of his. Started working on both boys. And then as the match went on, Riddle eventually came back in. Went for a kick on Owens. Owens caught it, stomped on his one foot, which, again, dude, seriously, you may want to start wearing boots. Because eventually you're going to wind up breaking your ankle like Rusev did. But eventually, at one point, Owens got thrown into his corner. Seth did a blind tag, wound up going, popped Riddle with a stunner, and then the second Riddle landed to the ground, Seth ran in, wham, hit a curb stomp. And I know what you're thinking, why didn't Randy Orton do none? That's because before all that happened, Randy got knocked down on the outside, and then Seth dropped off of the corner, ran all the way around the ring, and hit him with a curb stomp on the outside to keep him out. And then they came over and then executed that finish. It was... Really recommend you watch it. I thought it was a damn good match. That was a damn good match with a really damn good finish. So, Kevin Owens and Seth Elizabeth Rollins got the win 1, 2, 3. That was it. Stick a fork in the show. It is done, folks. Much like we are. So, again, thank you everyone for watching the show. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Also, thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did help provide the music for this week. So make sure y'all check it out on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, look on Twitter every Friday night, 7 p.m. EST for the Vicious Karaoke Party. You'll have some fun, have some laughs, feel free to laugh at yours truly singing songs off key. And folks, don't forget to follow these cool ass cats right here on the Twitter. Kenny Killer DSB _IV Diabolica RA Sergeant Curry Pants and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.